Hello and welcome to another episode of the Aubrie Lynae show. Today's episode, we're spilling all the tea, okay? Nobody is safe. We are hanging all the dirty laundry out to dry. We're going to be talking about working at a young age, also dealing with creepy people. If you don't know, I am 17, have been working since I was 15. And when I started working for myself. I was doing makeup for like friends, family, whoever, for events. And then I started working for another company, and I still do the makeup on the side for myself. So I've had 2 consistent jobs since I was 15, and then I'm like always dog or cat sitting for somebody and some other stuff here and there. So I've had like 2 to 3 jobs from 15 to now. Mostly just my one job for the company I work for and then doing makeup, but I'm also like always dog or cat sitting for somebody. So yeah. Always working on something. And then obviously doing social media. We got the YouTube, the podcast, TikTok, all the things. So yeah, we're first gonna spill all the tea of the one place that I work. Actually, I can't remember. I think we're gonna start with the makeup tea. So, first client that I ever had was 2 years ago when I was 15. And she had a wedding on Christmas Eve morning. I was like, okay, cool, we were gonna do it. I did a trial for her. We did her trial glam. Turned out good. I said, all right, see you 8 a.m. or whatever time it was supposed to be on Christmas Eve. Everything was good. Well, then like things started getting weird when I was texting her, and I think it was her maid of honor, and like neither of them were really detailed with me or really giving me good responses on what we were doing on wedding day. So I'm just like, all right, whatever, see you then, we'll figure it out. And so morning of, I think I was planning on getting up around 5 a.m. because I usually do on wedding days. And morning of, I get a text, probably 3 a.m. or something of the sorts. And she was like, hey, I'm not going to need you anymore. The girl that I originally had to do makeup was able to get off work and is going to be doing the makeup now. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that I was your backup girl. I did not know you had another girl to do the makeup. She never told me in the first place, hey, like, I have somebody else to do it. You're just going to be kind of my standby in case she can't do it. No. There was, like, no informing me, nothing. It was just, I was a sole makeup artist, and then, bam, I wasn't. So, I remember then on Christmas Day, or either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, I think I was working out my contracts and down payments and all of that crap. Which now I don't even really do the contracts. I just do down payments, which is you pay half of your total up front before I do anything. So that seems to work for me. So that was that. She kind of screwed me over, and then I just blocked her and we were done. And then so I've had mostly good encounters. Like, everything has been great except for these 2 things. Mostly that. And then the other thing was, okay, so we have 2 dogs, and the one dog we got like 4 years ago, and we adopted him through a group. But the girl that works with the group or whatever, fostering dogs, she was fostering him, and they like decided they were gonna give him up, like adopt him out, whatever. And so we decided to adopt him. And you know, sometimes when you're fostering a dog, you like end up falling in love with it and you keep it, and that's fine. But we had already done everything to adopt the dog, and then it came close to the day of us like going to pick him up, and the girl hits my mom up and she's like, we know you're like really interested in him and whatever, but my dad really likes him and like we want to keep him now, or something like that. My mom's like, no, like, I'm sorry, you should have decided this sooner. We've already done everything to get the dog. We're getting the dog. So we did. We went and we picked him up. She tried to screw us out of that. This girl, you're gonna learn, is a very screwy person. She likes to screw people over. So she tried to screw us out of that. She did not. We went like the 2 or 3 or however many hours, me and my mom, and we got the dog. We have him. He's downstairs laying on my couch. So we got him. And then my sister is also in photography. So she does photography, I do makeup. And so a while after we got our dog, the girl hits up my sister to do maybe engagement pictures. I don't know, something with her and her man, some sort of pictures. So my sister's like, okay, cool, whatever. They do the pictures. And she basically hates her pictures, not because of the pictures my sister took, but she just hated how she looked because she's a bigger girl. Which, whose problem is that? That's not the photographer's problem. That's just your body image and the problem that you have with it. So there was that. We're like, okay, cool, whatever. Everyone gets over it. Next thing, she hits me up. I don't know how much longer after, I don't know how like far apart everything was, but she hits me up to do makeup because she was going to a concert. I'm like, cool, let's do it. And so everything was good. I think I probably reached out to her to make sure like she was coming the day of, because I usually do like the day of the event. I'll usually text whoever and be like, hey, just want to make sure we're good for today at 2 or whatever. Just want to make sure we're still on. Nothing's changed. So I always do that, and as long as they text back like, yeah, we're good, whatever, good to go. So I can't quite remember, but I had to have texted her like to make sure we're good, because I always do that. And so it's the day of, she's supposed to be coming here, and I'm like ready to go. I think had texted her, had the go ahead, like whatever, ready to go. And I get no text, I get no show, like nothing. And I'm like, okay. So I was just kind of waiting for her to, I had to go, mind you, I had to go to my other job after it. So like we had scheduled it early enough that I could get it done and then go to my other job. So no call, no show, nothing. And it's about an hour to 2 hours later, and she hits me up and is like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot I was doing blah blah blah. Yeah, girl, I don't think you did. I think you just screwed me over because you're stupid. So anyway, I'm like, and she says something else. I'm like, I'm not doing it now, like I'm busy, I have to go to my other job, like we're not doing it late, we're done. You missed it, you didn't text me, you didn't show, I can't do it now. I gotta go to my other job. And so I told her I wasn't doing it. I was done. I didn't care. Whatever. Blocked her. And then she hits my mom up because I blocked her. Like, my mom knows everything. My mom's in on everything. My mom knows what the heck is going on. She knows that you're in the wrong. And then I don't answer you, so you hit her up. Okay. Weird. So anyhow, she hits my mom up and she's like, is there any way, like, I could give the money to you and you could still give it to Aubrie or something, because, like, I'm so sorry, whatever. We're like, no. She's like, no, Aubrie doesn't want it. Like, I didn't do any work for you. I don't want your sympathy money. Maybe just show up when you're supposed to. And, yeah. And it's not like, I wasn't so mad because of this. It's just like all of the ways this chick screws everybody over. Like, no, I will never speak to her again. I will never do anything for her. Nothing. Just, if it was just this, then I wouldn't have been so upset. But the fact that she tried to screw us when we got the dog, and then she tried to, like, she had a problem with my sister on the whole photography thing, which was not my sister. It was just the fact that this chick is fat and doesn't like how she looks, I guess, which that's not our problem. And then screwed me over and still want to give me her money. I'm like, I don't need your money. Go do something. Leave me alone. So that was that. Those were the only two like big makeup things I can think of. But yeah, we're gonna get into some of the other things with me working my other job and the creeps I deal with like in person, in real life, and on social media. So I'm gonna take a little break and then I will be back. Alright, so now we're gonna get into some of the things of my other job that I work. So started there at 15 after I was already doing makeup for myself, and mind you, there's been days where I know there was a time where I was dog sitting, and then I had a wedding, and then I went and worked my other job. I know I did at least 2 weddings where I did the wedding all morning, worked, came home, changed, and went straight to my other job. So that's like, it always pisses me off when guys have to get on girls about how, you know, their life's so much harder, they work so much harder. Your girl was 15 working 2 or 3 jobs in a day, okay? Anyhow, but now, like, if I get a wedding or if I'm doing makeup for someone for something now, I usually just take off, because I'm like, if I'm making good money doing makeup for a couple hours, I ain't going to my other job afterwards. I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I'm coming home, I'm going to bed, I'm taking a nap. My last wedding I did, I think I worked like 5 hours. And then me and my mom drove around. We came home. I went to bed. I slept like all freaking night. Because I worked my other job till 10 the night before. Then I got up around probably 5. Went and did the wedding for a few hours. Came home. I was spent. So, anyway. Other job, I started at 15. When I started, I used to be like really nice, really naive. Try to be kind to everybody, whatever. Now I don't take crap because it's just insane. The amount of like creeps and weird crap we deal with is just insane. And the most annoying thing is we can't tell them off or do anything or say anything about it, because then we're the bad guy. So you just have to kind of take it with a pinch of salt, take it with a smile, whatever, right? So that's why here we are. You're not safe on the podcast. You're getting blasted on the podcast. You're safe in real life. I can't say anything to you in real life, but you ain't safe on here. So, anyhow, got just a couple stories for you. Ain't gonna drop any names. I don't even know their names. I don't want to. But, so first story is, I got at least 3 like creep stories from here, and then I think we're gonna go back to the makeup and getting clients, getting events, all that stuff. But we're gonna share these, like, we're gonna drop the tea, and then we're gonna get into like the makeup businessy stuff. So anyhow, first story is this guy that's probably like 40 years old that is ugly and stupid. One time was there and asked me, could I give you my number? I'm like, no. Like, I was like, no, sorry, because, you know, I didn't want to be rude. But I'm just thinking, like, what for? You're 40 freaking years old. Do you see me? Like, first of all, I ain't of age. Second of all, I don't want you. Third of all, like, even if I was older, I still am not in your league. I'm still out of your league. It's still not going to be a thing. I still don't want anything to do with you. This man has a freaking kid, okay, brings her with him. And the little girl, she was telling me one time, she's like, I love you, while she's sitting there with him. And I'm just like, ha, because, like, what the frick am I supposed to say to that? I don't know this little girl from Adam. Like, very weird. And he's done it to other people too, because I've seen it. I haven't seen him ask for their ask to give them their number, but I've heard the little girl saying, like, I love you, and then you just stand there and laugh because you're like, what the frick am I supposed to say? Very odd. So yeah, it's like he has the little girl in on it. I don't know. Someone needs to call CPS on him because he's just a weirdo and I feel bad for the little girl. But yeah, it was just the weirdest thing ever, and I hated it. It just threw me off. Because it's not even like he asked for my number, because even if he did, I would not have given it to him, because what the frick. But he's like, can I give you my number? I'm like, for what? You're like 40 years old. 40-year-old black guy with a freaking kid. The frick do I want from you? No. Absolutely not. So, that's the one. Alright, so we're back. We got like 2 more weird encounter story times. And then I'm gonna get into some of the makeup stuff. But, first one was more recent. We had a guy that my one friend was helping him out, and then I went over to help her because he was being like weird, which they always are. And he's like, we got Taylor Swift checking us out. I'm like, in what world does Taylor Swift have black hair or do her makeup like mine is? Also, in what world is she like 5'7", 170 pounds? I mean, she might have the 5'7", but she definitely does not weigh 170 pounds. If she did, that'd be crazy. So, that was a recent one. It's always a new one. You kind of just get used to the it takes all kinds of kinds saying, because you see all kinds of kinds. And then this was whenever I was still younger. This one was like a year ago. But he's still in there all the time. Well, we have this one guy that always comes in. It's always weird. They always want to talk to everybody. They're always best friends with everybody, but nobody likes them or wants to be friends with them. That's the whole game, is they're obsessed with everybody but nobody likes them, but they don't know that. So anyhow, this was last year around Christmas time, and we had, I don't even think we decorated this year, but we had these like Christmas garlands in there up on the wall, and I was sitting in there on my break, and this freaking guy, we had like this garland with these Christmas bulbs on it, and I was sitting there, and this guy that I'm talking about knocked one down. I'm like, what in the world? And I'm like, okay, maybe he bumped it, whatever. Then I keep watching him, and I see him like fiddling with it, messing with it, like trying to undo it, and I'm like, what in the world? Like, you can very clearly see like it wasn't an accident. So he does it again, knocks one down like right in front of where I'm sitting. I'm like, what in the world? And you can tell this weirdo's like trying to get my attention, so I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So I just got up and walked away and ignored him. But yeah, that was that. Very odd. But yeah, that's the thing with working young, is you kind of gotta, you just put on your old person face and you just take it with a pinch of salt, because you just see weird things all the time and you can't say anything to them, so you just ignore it. But that's some of the odd encounters in person working at a young age. And then we're gonna get into some of the makeup stuff. So yeah, when I started, I was 15. Anyway, when I started, I was 15. We already got into my first wedding. And then I had a couple random things. Like, I had a girl I did New Year's makeup for, and then I also just had some other things. Like, I had just did like some trials for some girls, and then I had my first actual wedding that actually like followed through. Was supposed to be, it was a big one. It was supposed to be like 10 girls, and then it ended up just being 7, but it was still plenty. And I think I was at that one for probably at least like 5 hours, but that one was really fun. Had like 7 girls. We did all like natural soft glam looks, but yeah, that one was really cool. She booked like months in advance, and I was just like, this is crazy. And then it actually worked. We actually got to I think it was in April, not like this past April, but the April before. And yeah, we finally got to it, and it was crazy. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, that was my first ever wedding, was like 7 girls. And then my second one was for a friend, and that one, actually no, my second one wasn't. It was just like for someone local. It was just for the bride. And that day I know I did, we went in the morning, I worked that one, and then I came home, changed, went to my other job. My third one was for a friend. It was for like a family friend and her sister, the bride, and her bridesmaid. That one was really fun. I don't remember if I worked after that one. And then one I just did recently, it was 6 girls. I think we probably did 5 or so hours, probably 5 or 6 hours at least. And that one I did not work after. Like I said, like recently, like if I do, like more recently, if I do makeup, I won't work my other job the day of, just because I'm more burnt out now, and I don't care to work both jobs now. I'll just go, if I'm making good money doing the makeup, I'll just go do the makeup and then come home and chill out or whatever. But yeah, so basically I'll just do like friends and family, whoever needs for an event, and they'll just hit me up, and then we will kind of settle all the details. And then, like I said, kind of have it worked out to where the down payment is half of the total. So now I just have everybody pay half of their total up front before I'll ever do any work, just in case. And then, like, if they end up canceling something, I'm keeping the half, or if they follow through, then they just pay the rest on the event day. So that's usually how that works out. But yeah, anyways, so started at 15, started with the makeup, and then started my other job. And then I'm also, like I said, always dog sitting or cat sitting for somebody. So then, yeah, also school, and I'm always like working out, and obviously social media, the podcast, the YouTube, TikTok, all the things. So yeah, it's always something going on. And I feel like wanting so much to have so much success so young can kind of sometimes stress you out or like depress you, because you feel like you're never gonna get there, but you will eventually. Just gotta take it as it comes. It's a long ride. It doesn't come overnight, but yeah, it's like, I feel like I overwhelm myself because there's like so much going on, which I put myself there. I like to have a lot of different things going on, but I feel like I always stress myself out, like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna make it or whatever. But I know it'll come eventually. It's just everything takes time, and when you're trying to do everything, it's even harder, especially being young. But that's the cool thing about starting it so young, is you have time, rather than wait till you're 30 to start everything you want to do, and then you have like no time. Started at 15, you got time to screw up while you're young and get there by the time you're 30. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I really wanted to hit on this one. Basically just all the things of working at a young age, dealing with creepy people. I don't really know. Yeah, I think we're gonna circle back to the weddings for a second. So I did a few weddings. I did a few people's makeup that like they just came here and got it done for something. I had a few people that came here and did like a trial for a wedding, and then I ended up not doing the wedding. And then a few that came and did the trial and I did the wedding. And then I also had a few that I just did like for modeling. Like I did the makeup for free and just in turn of them like modeling for me to have the pictures to post and stuff like that. So done a lot. My biggest 2 events were my first wedding and my 4th wedding, because like I said, they were each big weddings. The first one was 7 girls. The last one I just did was like 6 girls. So they're each about probably 5 to 6 hours, couple $100, pretty good. But yeah, I'm gonna see if there's anything else that I wanted to touch on in this, and then I'll be back to either let y'all know or tell y'all bye. Alright, so I think I've touched on most of the topics that I wanted to cover today. Also want to let y'all know, if you're watching on YouTube or if you have the video pulled up on Spotify, the lashes that I'm wearing today, you can get, the link is it's in my link tree in all of my bios, or aubreelynaeshop.com. But you can get them if you'd like. These are the baby doll lashes. These are my absolute favorite. They kind of remind me of like lash extensions, just the way they are. They're longer than lash extensions, obviously, but just the way they look kind of reminds me. They're just like really full and fluffy. But yeah, these are my favorite ones. I always say that, and this is like my favorite makeup look to do, especially with them, like the grayish eyeshadow with the sparkles in the wing. But yeah, little self promo. Y'all can get them if you want. But I think that's about it. Thank y'all for watching, and make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube or follow on Spotify. More episodes dropping soon. Hope y'all enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.